So we arrived in Bali here in Seminyak, and we're staying in this beautiful little villa here. It has a few things that could be worked on, but overall it's a really nice villa. So let me show you around this actual villa here. It's really nice. And for 9 nights we paid 1,700 Australian dollars, including taxes, on booking.com. So let's take a walk around this villa, and I'll also show you some of the areas within walking distance of this villa. So there is a KFC within walking distance. There is an Arabic sort of restaurant within walking distance. You've also got a whole bunch of little restaurants and massage places nearby as well. And it's got, if you rented the whole villa complex, there's 4 rooms in this place. So you technically could come with 4 different families, really, to this villa. And each villa room has a double bed in it, a bathroom, shower, all that sort of stuff. And it does have cooking facilities. Now, if you're going to walk down the beach, it's about a 1.7k walk down to Double Beach. So let's go exploring. Now let's start with the positives of this place. It was extremely spacious, so a lot of room just to sit around and relax. I did love the little welcome thing they did with the beds for us. That was quite creative and beautiful, and just a nice gesture, I thought. But these rooms were actually quite big, and each one of these villa rooms were pretty much looking the same. And you did have a little working desk there, though I should point out the Wi-Fi is shit here. It's really bad and very slow, extremely slow. You got a cupboard there where you can store some stuff. You got a shower, a toilet, a vanity area, and a big bathtub. Now, the bathtub I didn't use because their thing for emptying and closing the bathtub wasn't really working, and they didn't just have a plug that you could use. I did like some of these little pictures on the wall. They were just cute. They were just a little addition, which was actually nice. Now, it was a very comfortable area, this kitchen area, to sit and relax with this big wooden table and lots of seats there. It did have a microwave, a fridge, a hot water system there on the left-hand side. I did have some cups, some plates, some knives and forks, as you can see here, if you were getting takeaway and bringing it back. There was a stove there you could cook on. There wasn't a huge amount of stuff you could use. There, again, coffee mugs, glasses. And there was some coffee there below and some tea that you could access, but you'd probably go buy your own anyway. There wasn't much there. That was just basically the sink. Now here, a few different knives and forks, bottle openers. Now, it was really dated and old, this stuff. It looks like they'd not replaced it in a long time, and they were not really looking after the equipment here. See, that's all you got is a bit of a saucepan there, a dodgy old fry pan that probably has had better days, and empty cupboard there, nothing there. And overall, there was not much cooking facilities here. It was pretty dodgy overall. They could have put a bit more effort into buying new stuff. Though one of the big things here was the private swimming pool, and it was all fenced off and closed off, this whole enclosure, which was a positive. And on the second story here, I did have a little seating area where you could sit and relax on the lounges as well with a TV. Though the TVs only play Indonesian channels, so don't even bother turning them on unless you speak Indonesian. Better to bring your own iPad with some movies, movies downloaded. Again, love the swimming pool. I used it a lot while I was here. And the customer service here, the staff are amazing. They're so friendly, these staff. And they'll ring you up each morning going, what time would you like us to come and clean your room? I just love the staff here. The staff were absolutely great. Would I stay here again? Probably not, because it's too far from the beach and a bit overpriced for what I usually go for. So yeah, close to the villa that we're at, there is a Circle K, which is generally just a general store with some snacks, some drinks and all that sort of stuff. You have got this little cafe here, a few minutes walk down where you can get some coffee and some good breakfast. And from our area, the takeaway menu that they actually have in the villa is from this particular cafe here, so they can bring it up to your villa as well. And at night you have got the bar here, which they have some good old-fashioned English food as well, which you can actually, a small walk from the actual villa itself. So yeah, definitely try this place out if you're staying in this villa, because it has got some great food here, like Sunday roast for 199,000 and there is a lot of little villas along here. So even here is another cafe. So this villa actually has a cafe connected to it. And there's a few little street restaurants that open up at night along here as well. And the good thing about it too, you've got cheap laundry. Like I think we had a couple of kilos of laundry the other day, and it cost us about 35,000 Indonesian to get our laundry done, which was extremely cheap. So don't get the laundry done in your actual hotels here or villas, wherever you're actually staying. Get them done in the little laundry mats that are along here. So they're quite cheap. See, Victorian Villa and Residence, there's another one that's along here. The main negative of this particular villa, so this villa here looks quite fancy, the Villa Seminyak, and they have actually buses that go into town, where the villa I'm staying in doesn't actually have buses that go into town. So you've got to end up walking about 1.7 kilometres just to get to beach, or catch one of the grabs, motorbike grabs, which are quite cheap. So that's one of the negatives of this villa, is that it is 1.7 k's from the beaches, and it does not have any free transport to take you into the town, which some of the other villas do. And I think it's a bit overpriced in some regards. See, there's one of the laundry mats. You do have Express. You've got another sort of cafe here as well. So this is within a short walk of the actual villa where we're staying. Again, main negatives. It's quite expensive, the villa that we're staying in. If you're a group of people sharing it, it could work out quite cheap. But just as an individual family unit, I think it's overpriced for what you get. It's also quite a large distance from the beach. And you might think 1.7 k's, that's not far. There's a little tourist place, you can buy your tours as well. But when you consider the heat of the day, it really drains the living crap out of you walking 1.7 kilometres in really hot tropical heat. And so if the villa was going to improve itself, it probably could do with some getting one of those sort of buggies to be able to drive its residents in and out of the city, like down to the beach or something. Even that would be a simple thing, having one of those little golf buggies to drive you down to the beach and back. You do have some little touristy items and laundry mats again. And you can see I'm walking a fair bit from my villa here. Again, there you go. 6,000 Indonesian per kilo for laundry. You can get some SIM cards here. If you're only here for a week, the 24 gig could probably do you for about 200,000. Indonesian, more villas here. So do your research on your villas, because each villa offers its own benefits, and compare the prices as well. This is the laundry mat that we used the other day, which was quite cheap, and they did a good job. And so we're going down to the main road now as we walk around. So that's why I'm reviewing this villa in quite detail, because I did pay for 9 nights 1,700 Australian. So quite a heavy expense for what we got. Quite a high expense. Little street food store here, just around the corner. I didn't mind the food there. I like their chicken. Indonesian chicken, cook style. But what I'm going to is the only ATM near our villa, which is just up around the corner here. There's a few little Indonesian street food stores here, which are quite cheap if you want to stop and have something to eat at night. But this is probably the biggest of the little mini marts that you come across. You've also got some Western food, all day breakfast. See, if I turned right at the end of that street, I would have went towards 66 Beach. But I've turned left so I can come to this little Alpha Mark, where you can get most things you need, and this is where the ATM is as well. But okay, I've got to go withdraw some money. Overall, nice place to stay if you're with a group,
but it is a bit of a walk into the main beaches, and you'll probably be using Grab a lot in this particular villa.